right here. Be thankful, be careful of religious rules, and be a servant. First one is, for everything God created is good. So I've been on this theme, right? That everything around us that God has created is really, really good. And we've gotten in the habit of not seeing the good. We see our knees hurting. She got in my way. He did this. They did that, right? We get focused on all the things that aren't going well. But the beauty is, everything God created is good, and nothing is to be rejected if it is received with thanksgiving. There's a little secret in this whole thing, that if you want to be more aware of the goodness of God around you and what's happening, just choose, don't be thankful like, oh, well, when I feel it, I'll be it. No, choose. Like, choose thanks, being grateful, being thankful, being appreciative. As my daughter Tinsley says, put your chooser on, which means just choose it. And after a while, you choose it and you choose it and you choose it, you actually become more of a thankful person. Like, some of us would say, well, I just tend to be, a guy, a glass half empty guy. Cool. Become a glass half full guy. Like, start training yourself. You can literally train your brain, train your thinking, train your natural disposition. It's not easy, but if you begin to be thankful, and I'm talking about, like, you can be thankful about the chair. You don't have to be like, I'm so thankful I've got $1 million in the bank. It's not that because you don't have that, right? But you can be thankful that you have shoes, right? You can be thankful that your feet are warm, they're not freezing cold. You can make up, there's 1,000 things you can be thankful for right now.
So, everybody 100 years ago didn't have a hot shower. So everybody who remembered history doesn't have or even a hot shower.
Yeah.
And so we don't understand we're surrounded by the affluence of kings.
Yes.
That kings we only dream of.
Yes.
And we need to at least acknowledge that, be aware of that.
Yeah. So in a book called 2 Timothy, Paul is addressing the rich. And so whenever we read that, we think, oh, he's addressing the rich, not us. No, he's addressing you. Because all of us in this room are rich in comparison to, depending on who you listen to, 90 to 95% of the rest of the planet. Like, we are rich. So it says, those of you who are rich in this age, two things. Don't be haughty. Which, what is that? It's a mindset that basically says, I deserve to have everything right, and if it's not, I'm going to complain. So if you want to know if you're proud, see how much you complain, then you know you're proud. Second, it says not to place their hope in riches, warm shower, food that just gets served to us on a platter, right? We think, well, yeah, of course. No, for eons, people had to search and hunt and look and find and kill and strip and and dry and store, and so it's like back to the whole thankfulness thing. Like, it's easy for us as rich people, because we're all rich, and when you experience abundance, you become less and less thankful for the beautiful things that you're surrounded by. So this is just a reminder. Everything God created is good. There's so much goodness around us. The news wants to tell you it's not. The Facebook feed wants to tell you all, and there's plenty of bad stuff. I'm not acting like there isn't bad stuff. But let me just tell you, there is way more, and you won't agree with this statement, but it's fact. There is way more good happening than there is bad. By a long shot. We are way better off as a people, as a globe. There's a book called Superabundance, and it's written by just some dudes, super smart dudes, that are basically showing you how much better we are on all, GDP, death per, infant mortality, all the measures that you measure. It is a culture in the world getting better. It's a hockey stick, meaning we were like this for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And then our affluence on all measures went, like, starting in the early 1900s, yards, Industrial Revolution, and then just all the blessings, so yes, there's plenty of bad, but let me just tell you, there is you want to know about bad? Go back 300 years and what people were experiencing. President Harding, I think President Harding, one of the presidents, son died because he was playing tennis on the White House lawn. Why did he die? Because he got a little blister on his foot, and the blister turned into sepsis. Yeah. Son of a king, right? If you think about it that way, died because he had a blister. The poorest person, on virtually every planet doesn't die of sepsis at this point because of a thing called penicillin, right? So we are just so blessed and there's so much good, but we're fed and we're told to focus on the bad and be negative and critical. Be thankful. It's the first one. Second one is be careful of religious rules. Not religious rules. Some of you may or may not go to church. I'm not talking about the rules that you heard here at church, although it can include that. I'm talking about the rules that have been imparted to you through culture, through maybe your upbringing. But they are a bunch of rules and ideas that are man-made, and they have nothing to do with actually changing the heart. And so here's how it's said here. Rules, he's talking about all these rules. These rules, which have to do with the things that are destined to perish, right? So it's talking about all these earthly rules, are based on merely human commands and teaching. Human, not God's. Human commands and teachings. Such regulations indeed have an appearance of wisdom with their self-imposed worship, their false humility, and their harsh treatment of the body. So it's this idea that, man, you got to just treat your body terribly. You got to put down the body because the body is evil. You have to follow these rules. Don't drink, don't dance, don't smoke, lots of things you shouldn't do because they're bad for you. But this idea that following a bunch of rules will make our hearts transform, that's the danger. Your heart can only transform by encountering the living God. And as you encounter the living God, guess what? I don't want to commit adultery because I've met God. And God is touching my heart in a way where he changes the actual insides of who I am. I don't want to do, I've grown in patience with my kids because, not rules, don't yell at your kids. Not very effective. Not very effective of changing the human heart, but meeting Jesus. Inviting him into those places where you suck, right? For lack of a better word. There's areas that each of us suck at. Rules rules are fine if it's there are helpful rules, but if you think the rule is going to transform your heart, that's where the religion gets it wrong, and all religions do. Christianity also. There's many parts of Christianity that don't get it wrong, but every religion thinks rules will affect the human heart, and it can't. You cannot change the human heart with rules. And the last comment was on serving. So be thankful, be careful of religious rules, and then secondly, be a servant. I love this quote. It's one of my favorite quotes of the last year. Everyone wants to save the world, but no one wants to help mom with the dishes, right? Everyone wants to, I want to do something great with my life, or I want to make a difference in this world, or I want to make $1 million, or whatever your thing is. I want to really matter. But when mom or whoever it is, when the dishes need to get done, it's or Jordan Peterson says, clean your room, make your bed. Caleb listened to that book probably 4 years ago, and his bed is made every day. Because it clicked, right? It's like we all want to do great things, but we don't want to clean our freaking car out.
Yeah, before you go out to change the world, make your bed.
Yeah.
Clean
Right?
your own mess.
Yes.
Before you venture out to try to change something bigger than you.
Yes. So I think PJ Rourke has it best. If you're not willing to help your mom with the dishes, then what are you talking about changing the world? And last is a story It's a story of a dude in a sauna, which sounds weird, but it's not weird. It's actually two dudes in a sauna, which sounds, maybe even weirder, but it's not. But it's a true story, and it was just last Wednesday, and it's a guy that goes to my church. He just shared this story, but it's this idea of being a servant. It's this idea of looking to see how you can be used in any situation. So he's in the sauna, sitting there just minding his own business. Guy shows up, and younger guy. So this guy that I know, he's 60, let's call him 63. Guy that shows up is like 20, young 20, and he starts complaining about his neck. Man, my neck hurts so bad, my neck. He's just complaining about, well this guy named Jay has made this commitment. He believes in prayer, and he believes in praying for people, and sometimes people get healed. So anytime someone tells him, hey, I've got pain in my body, he's made a commitment, he's going to pray for him. So he's like, hey man, do you care if I pray for you? And the guy's like, that's fine. So he gets up, he's sitting here, and the guy's over here, so he walks over, sits down next to him, and says, it's okay if I put my hand on you, right? So it sounds a little funny. The guy's like, that's fine. Puts his hand on him, prays. God would just heal his neck. And he said his neck improved it improved like 30%. So it wasn't gone, but it was a little bit better. Prayed again, and that was about it. So we got up, went back, and sat back down. Back in his original spot. He was just sitting there, and this 20-something guy said, hey, I have no idea why I'm sharing this with you, but I just feel like I'm going to share it with you. I'm thinking about committing suicide.
Oh my goodness.
And so Jay, my friend, says, hey, that's powerful. You just took a step. What you just did is really powerful. You just opened up and you confessed, because we've been talking about confession in our church, and you were vulnerable. And so he just blessed this guy. He just encouraged me. He says, God's moved in your life. The fact that you're willing to open up to me, a stranger. I think God's in this. And so they both get up and leave, because time to leave. And as they're walking out, the 20-year-old said, hey, my neck is 100% healed. Like, it's 100% gone. And Jay's like, that's awesome. He said, listen, God's working. God's doing something, so just pay attention. That was Wednesday of last week. Not yesterday, but a week ago. On Friday, he sees him again. The guy comes up to him and says, hey, I'm doing so much better. I feel so much better. And so, just a beautiful story. It's one of those good stories of someone that I know, so it's a real story. It just happened. Super simple, right? He was just available. Jay has prayed for plenty of people who haven't gotten healed, right? But he believes, as we do, many of us do, that God heals. And you just take a chance. Take a chance. Be that, even if you're not in a great place. Jay has all kinds of things going on in his life that aren't great, right? He's got plenty of stuff that he could be just totally, my life. He could be in that sauna just like the other guy. Focus on himself, but just chose to be a little more thankful, a little more available, and prayed for that guy, and boom. So, isn't that a great story? Amen. And that's it. Where are we at? Whoa, I'm a little short. 4 minutes short. Any questions or thoughts? Other than Bert being late? I know Judd was concerned about that.
I'd like to share my grandson I brought in to work. You guys prayed with him and talked with him. He did go through another couple of years of not doing so well.
Yeah.
But he is now, because he at one point was contemplating suicide.
I know.
And he's had probably about a year of no thoughts of that. And he has finally gotten to the point he got a job, and he's starting to work to help his mom out. And his attitude is so much better. So prayer works. It really
Wow.
does.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's great. Yeah, I think we have to be careful. We're in a society now that so feeds on, that feeds on what pays, and what pays is what clicks, and what you click is terrible news. That's what you click. you know, and so we are inundated with just all the awful things that are going on in the world, going on in the city, going on in the country, you know. And I just want to tell you that we were never meant to be able to hold all that information. So this is my opinion, do with it what you will. We were never meant to carry that much information about God does and is, but I am not God and neither are you, right? We're not meant to know what's going on in, you name it, all these places, and not the good, but the bad. And so that will weigh, like for me, I am relatively out of touch by design. Like people say, you know about? I'm like, no. Do you know about, like Simon was stuck in some city because the planes were whatever, and they're like, oh, you don't know about that? I'm like, no, I don't know about it. Who cares? Like, I'm out of touch. Who cares? Right? Like, does it affect my life? Does it keep me from being a better, does it make me a less good dad, husband, businessman? No, it doesn't. Like maybe I'm in a setting where I don't know, I mean, you guys joke with me because I don't know anything about, you know, sports. I love sports, but I don't know much because I just don't have, I don't spend the time to watch the news, watch the sports. And I'm not critiquing Mo, who watches it every single night when he goes to There's a place for all that, right? Everything that God created is good. Sports is really beautiful, really, really good. But my point, I'm digressing, is to the negative. We are inundated with just negative. And we, the human heart, is not meant to carry that. Guess what you're meant to carry? The problems and issues in your sphere. So with your family, first and foremost, and secondly, with the trade partner that shows up on your job, whose son just died, yeah, take care of that. Be present for him. But here's the problem. We've gotten so numb because we're paying attention to so much negative news that we're not really that available for even the people in our own family because we're just kind of numbed out. And yeah, we'll, you know, maybe send a card or whatever, but we're not present and there. And disconnect from all the negative news. Be aware and available to the negative in your sphere. And that'll make your life good. It'll make God, it pleases God. And it's the best way to live. There you go. 12:20.